Hi guys, in this video we will be learning about Ladybug and how to create sun analysis path using Ladybug and Grasshopper. And the model that you see in front of you is the model that we initially downloaded using CADMapper. So let's get into it. So when it comes to the analysis, we can just turn off some of the layers that we have. In this case, I just turn off the topography layer. So we are using Ladybug, as I already mentioned, and this is the tools that Ladybug has. And if we double click on the screen, we can just type any tool that we want or any component that we want. So in this case, we will be looking at Ladybug download, and we will be linking it to a panel. And in this case, we need to download a link, or we have to copy a link from a website called APW, which is a weather website. And once we have this website, it will give you the correct data that we need in order to create this analysis. And in this case, we will search up Swinburne University, which is the location that we are focusing on. As you can see, Swinburne doesn't have like a data in this map, but if we zoomed out, there's like different datas close by, so we will just copy the data that we have closest, in this case, which is this data. So copy, paste it to the panel component and link it to the Ladybug download APW component. Next, we will be using Ladybug import component, and we will link the APW file with the APW file. Next, we are using the SunPath component, and we will be linking location with the location. And once we link the location, you can see how the analysis appeared on our screen, but unfortunately the analysis is not centered into the location, and we have to fix that issue by using point. So you can right click on your screen and type point and use point in Rhino to set a point in the location. Right click on the component to set the point, and the point is linked when the color of the component is green, and you can use and you can link it to the center point, and you can see how the analysis or the graphic is centered now into the model. And you can also use a slider in order to control the size of the analysis. And in this case, we can just make it 2. I think it's the perfect size for our location. In this case, we don't have the north point set yet, so we will be setting the north point using points. Create points in Grasshopper first, and create points using Rhino points, and we can copy the point, paste it, and link it by right clicking on the point. But before that, we can create another component called Victor 2 points that links the 2 points. So set the points in, link the components, and next we can use a component called Victor display to display the arrow that we created. So link it, and you can see the arrow in this case, but it is not set to the right direction, and we can just flip the arrows and set it to the right directions. And now in order to link it to the location, we can just grab Victor and link it to the north point, and that would give the analysis the right north point. If we go to a 3D view, we can see the analysis. Now we have to set the periods using analyze period, and it allows you to set month, date, day, and hour. In this case, we will be focusing on summer, so we will set the day as December, the month as December. Copy slider, paste it, and set the date to 20th of December, and copy paste the slider, paste it, and set it to 9 o'clock in the morning. And we can copy paste the sliders again to create the end of month. We will still focusing on December, and the day will be the same day, but the hours could change from 9 to 5 p.m. And if we zoomed in, if we link the hoist to the hoist, we can see how the points are showing off, which is representing the sun path during summer on the 20th from 9 to 5 p.m. In order to have these data shown clearly, we can use the sphere to create the sun. And if we zoomed in, we can see how the sun is created, but in this case it is too small, so we can use a slider to make the size bigger. So 5 made the size bigger, but we can even go bigger, and this is perfect in my opinion. So in order to show these clearly, we can use the costume preview to change the color of the sun, as well as swatch to set like different colors that we want. And if we double clicked on it, we can change the colors just like we want. You can see how the colors are changing. In this case, I will give the sun a yellowish color. And yeah, this is how it is set. So we have like 1 day focused. And in order to have this information baked in our Rhino, we can just create a layer called sun path analysis. And we can give it a different color maybe. And we can bake this into the new layer that we created, and you can see how it baked the elements into the layer, and it changed the color as well. And we can turn this off to see the baked element clearly. And in this case, this is baked individually, so we have to bake it individually. And once it is baked, we can turn it off again, and we can just close Grasshopper at this point. The text is too big, but we can just move it, and in this case we can delete most of the text around the path to make things easier, and we can just keep the text that says north to identify where north is. We can play around with the color in the layers, and we can select the sun path and create color for it by creating a different layer and moving it to a different layer. And maybe we can give it a yellowish color. And we can still play around with the color. I think black is a better color in this case. And yeah, this is how you create a sun path analysis using Ladybug, Grasshopper, and Rhino, which is very straightforward, and it would be very helpful in lots of cases. And